Hey all, this is Urs and welcome back. Welcome back to our continued retrospective review of all this madness known as They Are Billions, with Mama Urs and I putting our heads together, me narrating the results. Here's a brand new unit, the Thanatos. Looks pretty badass, got a little bit of power armor, rocket on his back, talks like a badass. See, he's good. He's a powerful melee that shoots missiles.
Is it tea time already?
So we have one now. We'll test him later, but as of right now, emphasis still maxing out Titans, helping us own the groups here. We want to keep these guys moving because the Thanatoses are really slow moving, and the Titans are really solid. So how many shots it took to kill a fatty? Man, we need more Titans down here. Stat. We're almost clearing this area out. Day 77.
It's a wonderful day,
I think we're ripe for one more Horde.
Here we go.
Before the last waves come in, so I think there we go. There's a swarm.
Is heading into the colony.
Heading south, of course.
They are approaching from the south.
Absolutely heading from the south. So you know that's going to get ugly. And of course, this is where we are least well defended, primarily because we have the least Titans down here. So we need to get the Titan group down here. Stat. Super quick. We don't want to have any trouble. We don't have a Tesla up here, so again, we're pretty damn weak on the defenses. We can't double wall anywhere where we want to, which makes sense. I mean, it is our weakest front at this point, so obviously the enemy's going to go there. We're thinking of upgrading on this side by the housing already, up to executors. Now, while this is paranoiac levels of defense, I think it was a little too much at this point. It really wasn't an efficient way to use our time, but we were talking about it, so that's what we're doing anyway. But what we should be doing is, you know, upgrading the ones in the actual south to executors, so that'd be good.
Oh dear.
You guys, how quickly can you get by here? You guys just gonna walk and get punched a little bit? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna let them walk, get punched a little bit. They'll be fine, they'll regenerate it off.
Let's go.
And then I was like, oh, should we really? Or should we go back this way? But then we realized how low on time we are. We're like, we're probably just gonna go ahead and get punched. Like, fuck it, let's just let them do it. They're Titans, they can handle it. Executor needs to be upgraded there. And the other thing we learned also that would be really good to know, this is so funny, we go absolutely ham on upgrading executors here. And I mean, you can probably guess what's going to happen next, but I'll let you guess. The one thing we did learn about executor upgrades is that while a ballista is upgrading to executor, it still fires ballista rounds. So it's not quote-unquote down for maintenance while you're upgrading it, which is a really weird thing. I guess is non-intuitive, and I definitely think it wasn't. I definitely thought that wasn't the case. Newsflash: it actually is the case. So never be afraid, especially if it's a ballista. Maybe one that's being chewed on, maybe that's a bad choice. But even if it's firing, never be afraid to upgrade in the middle of a conflagration with a swarm, because it's. Why are we putting you there? That's not south. Oh my god, yeah. We were just so worried about them breaking into housing that we're like, ah, fuck it, it's okay. I mean, in a risk aversion sense, I guess that's okay. Since we're getting punched in the south, aren't we? Yeah, we're getting punched a little bit. It's alright. In a risk aversion sense, I guess it makes sense. Wow, that guy really got chewed on pretty hard. Yikes. We're going absolutely ham on executors here. I don't agree with that. Yeah, because we're not going to have any executors over here, practically speaking. We're not going to have enough money for like one. And it's probably going to come from the east side anyway. It's just kind of funny how we made that decision again. Yeah, you know, you live and learn, I guess. But what you should be doing with executors is not putting every single ballista in one area into an executor. You should be spreading it out over what could be the southern front, and then concentrating once you know where the Horde is. I mean, it seems pretty obvious. I'm the freaking boss, says the Thanatos. But take it easy. Listen to some Eagles, right? Take it easy. I can't sing too loud right now because, you know, things are sleeping in the house and must not be awoken. Kind of like a metal album, but we upgraded there an executor. And guess where we didn't upgrade to any executors? Down here. Like I said, if I remember this correctly, I'll give you 2 fucking guesses where we should have been upgrading executors. That's just hilarious. We could have totally waited to upgrade executors until the swarm got here, effectively, but we didn't. So it was kind of stupid. Once we knew where they were coming, we would have had plenty of time, I think, in retrospect, to reset and build up the GATs, but we didn't. But look at our income now. It's at 2,500. We're supporting a crap ton of Titans. Like, we are, in every possible sense of the word, making bank. Making bank. And of course, as you see, the Horde is coming here. And we have 4 ballistas, and that's about it. That's literally all we got.
Sir.
So, yeah.
Indeed.
Kind of speechless at this point.
Hello.
In all
Oh,
honesty,
hello.
kind of speechless, but alright. Whatever. We'll see what we can make do. And now we're like, hey, we can't upgrade these to iron yet, because guess what? We spent on all the other freaking executors. Oh my god. Yeah, no, it was just one of these, like, comedy of errors moments. Like, that was fucking stupid. And that was probably the weakest side, with only 2 ballistas out. So, obviously, that's where we're going to probably put the executor, but instead we're going to put it here, where she can't shoot over the canyon. Really? Is that the choice we're making here? Is that really the choice we're making? It could be. Whew, I tell you what. There's a lot of choices. A lot of choices in this game, which I don't like, and this is definitely chief among them. Oh, yeah, this is not exactly a good move, and we're out of energy to do this anyway. We need to abandon these sawmills for a second to do this. Nothing but trouble. I swear, nothing but trouble. Alrighty. Let's do this, baby. No iron. If we buy that much iron, we're gonna bankrupt ourselves. Nah, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Buy 1 stack so you can do it in the next cycle, maybe. But that's about it. Oh, we're selling for this too. You know what? I think there should be like one of those drinking challenges where, like, every time Urs makes a terrible decision, drink. I'm doing that right now.
Oh,
Alright.
dear.
Well, let's see what happens.
It's a
At least we're
wonderful day,
kind of
don't you think?
moving close. No, guess what? We're not. We're all the way in the north of the
Hello.
compound. We need to get all the way south. It's
Jolly
gonna be quite
good.
some time. And the Horde's gonna hit us way
morning,
before that. I
sir.
mean, luckily we have some Titan support here. But man, it's getting ugly. And Thanatos, where is he? He's walking around somewhere very, very slowly to where he needs to be to defend us. So,
Hello.
just all in all, some unfortunate situations here. Oh, we have a soldier. Yay!
Indeed.
I was wondering where he went. I tend to forget about that one soldier I have at the beginning of the game. I just kind of leave him somewhere, and I'm just going
The
like,
world
whatever.
looks so tiny from
I guess
up here.
I guess you're not needed anymore. And really, in many ways, he's not. But he's always good for every push. Every bullet
Great
helps, right?
machine for a great
At this
man.
point, we need every single freaking bullet we can get, because
Is
we
it
definitely do
tea
not
time
have enough
already?
firepower here.
Oh, the infected.
But the
They're
13
so
Titans are chaining
rude.
now to meet their other 4 brethren. We have 7 more oil that we can use to support 3 more of these guys, so not too bad. All in all, I mean, we're doing good on economy. We're doing good on I guess, Titan production overall. It's just our iron isn't up where it needs to be, and you know what would fix that? Wouldn't the answer be more iron quarries? That would be correct, Bob, but I'm not sure if we put all the iron quarries up at this point. We'll have to check when we look at Northeast again. Given how this game has been going, I'd probably say we haven't done that. Actually, yeah, there's a couple of iron quarries. I already see one spot that's not done. I can guarantee there's more than just the one. So clearly we need more iron, obviously, late game. To support Titans and also to support everything else. And here you go. Right where you guess where it would be weakest, where we didn't put any executors, that is where the Horde hits. Of course it does. Luckily, those Titans are chaining down. I'm moving the snipers out of the way so they don't slow the Titans down in their mad dash to try to defend us here. The other problem with this area, of course, is that the walls are tough, the gates less so. So definitely focusing on the gates. You're going to knock down all 3 tiles at once when they go down, which is a little scary. It's not so good, man. Not so good. And we're saying, like, okay, where's our fallback? Where do they go? We're like, well, they're pretty much everywhere. That's fine. If they go west, we're okay. If they go east, they're okay. But still, we don't have a lot of defenses. What are we doing here? Building mills. Ah, yes, good. Yes, build more mills. Don't build that iron, you know, right there. That would be really good to build. That would be smart. Or the other iron you saw that gave you 6 over there that you never built? Yeah, that one? Don't build that. That would be silly. That would be foolishness. That'd be crazy talk, like my brother. Now, granted, we are out of power. We are out of power, so it's understandable that we're doing this now. I'm just saying, probably should be building some fucking quarries too. Like really, really soon. I'm about to start adding more expletives to my past self, because good God, build quarries, please. Anyways, whatever. It's okay. We just don't want to win. We just want to die to the zombie hordes. I think I see our strategy now. We just want to kind of sit there and get our brains chewed on.
What can I do for
God.
you, sir?
Yeah, it's just really kind of, it's kind of funny.
Good morning, sir.
Never really thought I'd be criticizing our play this much ex post, because this felt like a really good run. But as you can see, there's always things to improve. There's our first Thanatos, sitting there in the middle of the Titan pack.
Indeed.
And I think it's at about this point that our asses start puckering even more than last time. And then I go, what the hell was that explosion?
Hello.
And I go, holy shit, do they have undead that go in and suicide on your walls now and blow them up? Oh my god, this new patch is brutal. And then I realized it's actually the rocket launcher from the Thanatos doing work. Boom! Blowing up gobs and gobs of little undead. At that point, I felt a lot better about my chances. Because it's pretty cool. I mean, the Thanatos, I think, is not a great unit per se. I'm moving the Titans away so they don't get chewed on too hard. But I moved them away too far because they're clearly not firing anymore. But again, as you can see, as long as you have a narrow choke, and this really kind of showed us the value of chokes, you have enough firepower to hold them down on these chokes. They really can't push out. They're going to chew down every single wall. They're going to work on the ballistas. Again, 2 ballistas. But if you have Titan support, there ain't nothing you can't kill. Titans. Good stuff. Still really good stuff. Get a Thanatos in there to deal with the little meaty meats. I mean, he blows those things up like crazy. Have Titans to deal with the fatter things, like the fatties, literally. And look at that. The ballista doesn't even go down. So, a little bit scary. Again, definitely undefended. So, what do we do wrong here besides not build quarries? Cough, cough. Built 4 GATs in one position before we knew where the hell the Horde was coming from. Yeah, pretty dumb. What else did we do wrong? Well, we didn't save enough money for GATs, we didn't build mills proactively, we didn't build the quarries that would get us more steel, or iron, sorry, to actually build the damn GATs. We're checking to see if we have any cottages left. We don't. Newsflash. So, just... And yet we're alive. So, as you can see, this game is hard. Yes, hard game is hard. You will die often. You need to, quote-unquote, get good. But you can still play very suboptimally from a pure analytical perspective, as you can see, and still do pretty damn well. So, I mean, we'll see if we get through this particular run. Hint, hint. We'll see. We're not going to be able to give you a spoiler yet, but suffice it to say, we've gotten to day 79. We're not dead, and we're making all these technical macro mistakes. So, like I said, micro's been pretty good. Haven't really lost a lot of ranges except for that little bit early on when we kept getting gnawed on a little more than we expected. We didn't have the sniper support yet. So our micro's been good. Our Titan movement's been good, especially rushing from map corner to map corner to try to clear everything. But, again, big macro errors make big macro problems. But ideally, like I said, we'll figure it out. And there's the quarries. See? See, that's the important shit. Wasn't that? Yeah, there's that 5er. There's a 6er over there, too. There, see that? Uh-huh. Should have built those like fucking miles ago. Yeah, right. You would have had more iron then, huh? Sigh. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna stop criticizing old me. And let Mama Urs off the hook here, too. And being like, alright, you know what? We'll be fine. We're doing alright. We put the quarries up. It's only day 79. We put the quarries up. Only 12 days until the last invasion. Well, you got the quarries, though. Oh, cry. Sigh. Don't think we need to put down an oil platform, though. Pretty sure we don't need that. Hey, look, now we're putting another quarry down. Get all the irons, please. Every last bit. Spare some more iron, sir? Yeah, no, that's pretty sure we got. We already put that one down. Stop looking. That's all the iron we've got. But then, you know, once that income kicks in, it'll be fine, I think. Can't get any more oil unless we go north. Did we actually push out to that north one or not? I don't remember. Pretty sure we did not, which was an interesting choice. I think we thought we had enough Titans. Is that true? I highly doubt that. I never think we have enough Titans, so I probably would have disagreed with that plan. My guess is we probably put it out there at some point to get that last oil well. Maybe we didn't even. That's kind of crazy. As you can notice, like all my keybinds and all my unit groups are all over the place. I don't even know what I'm controlling with what numbers anymore. It's been so a little bit frantic with these hordes, but luckily we can pause. Imagine this game without being able to pause. So many decisions can go against you with that. Oh god, not pausing would be a nightmare.
Your sniper at your service.
I mean, in a way, it's worse than like a RTS like StarCraft or something where there's there's minerals and Vespian gas, right? Or I guess if you're playing Warcraft, it'd be gold and wood. You know, there's only so many things you need to worry about. I guess food too, technically. Build more farms, or additional pylons needed, or whatever the hell it goes. But practically speaking, there's so many things to think about here that without pausing, I think it would be a little ungainly. I think it was a good choice, even though you can totally go hardcore mode and totally not pause. And if you're super good, I could totally see that being viable. But with the planning, with the defenses you need to do, with like one action really kind of biting in the ass, especially early, I'm really glad they added the pause feature. I'm a fan of it. It makes this a little more accessible. It makes it a lot less frustrating. So I'm kind of I'm kind of a fan of a plan. Upload Mofo party plan, something along those lines. So we're saying, look at this. We're south. We're just going to go ahead, send the Titans south, and we're going to clear this area. They conveniently knocked the walls down for us. Let's use that as the opening.
In how many pieces?
And then apparently a sniper and a Thanatos decided that they want to come down to join the fun.
Let's put this awesome body to
Yeah. Why are you going so slowly, man? Look how slow the Thanatos is. Look how slow he is. Oh my god. We're like, yeah, we can't use this. So we can't really use the snipers of the Thanatos as any kind of a quick response force, practically speaking. We have that soldier in that group, kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm lost, sir.
Jolly good.
Where is he? There he is. There he is.
Sweet dreams.
He's still there, trying to pretend that he's still alive. He still matters. There you go. Get in there.
All the way.
Do we have like one of every single unit in the game now? We have rangers, we have soldiers, we have one soldier, we have snipers, we have Thanatoses, and we have Titans. Look at that. We have the quintumvirate. I want to say triumvirate with 5, I'm not really sure. And they're dead. They were briefly attacking the defenses, and they're no longer attacking the defenses. We are 6,000 gold, and we're not doing anything with it. Embarrassing. We can't build anything further out there. Don't put a Tesla there. We're putting a Tesla there. Why? Not sure. That wouldn't have been a good choice. We can't build any further. Why would we do that? You already have a Tesla. We should build a second wall. Yes, spend your money. Good. Hey, we're not completely retarded in this game. Good. Yay. Sometimes we make really slow decisions. It's really bad. But that's okay. It's okay. It's a game in progress. And like I said, if anything, I should encourage you to give it a try, because if we can screw up this much and do this well, you can too. And this is also a blast. Like, we're having fun. There's a reason we were playing this for hours on end, and we basically record it as an afterthought, because we're like, you know what, we're spending so much damn time on it. And somehow that Tesla's not dead also, which I'm utterly surprised about. I figured a random horde would have come in and chewed that down already. Look at that. Our north still defended well. Even with ballistas there, I'm pretty sure would have gone down. We're putting down another front, another backup, basically, which is great. Put it back. There you go. Paint it black, put it back, whatever you want to do. Rolling stones, baby, rolling stones. There we go. Perfect. Put down a couple of ballistas there. I'm sure we'll be able to spend our money wisely. We already put our quarries down, finally, so we're good. Our income is about as good as it's going to get. Our resource income is about as good as it's going to get. We're putting them to 1 for now to make sure we can put 3 more later on, but that's just to cover in case any nasty little zombies come a-chewing. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to try to put a secondary defensive perimeter there to make sure we can get another set of walls in. We'll try to get the Tezzy up there, try to get a way into that space. It's a nice choke. A little crazy, actually, to try to fit units in, especially with the iron there. We could probably make a quarry there also. But here again, we're planning out. And this is kind of what you want to do toward the end game. You want to have like 1 line of ballista, a secondary line of ballista, each covered by at least 2 walls in the front. And if you can do it, and you should be able to, you should be able to have 1 ballista fire over the first set of walls that face the enemy. So if you can have basically 4 ballistas firing at once over that second set of walls, and then once those walls fall and those ballistas fall, those ballistas in the back are still firing, that's pretty good force concentration. If you've spread it out too much, then that initial wave of ballistas is only firing those 2, and if you look at the back, only those 2 will firing once those 2 goes down, which isn't really going to help you knock down the horde as fast. So try to think about that, and try not to space your defenses too far. That's what I'm trying to say with this. Found that was pretty effective, and when you upgrade executors, try to think of not putting executors in the front row unless you don't have a good particular positioning for it, if that makes sense, because you don't want them to be the first things to get gnawed on. You want the ballistas to be gnawed on while the executor is doing work, and then finally the second row defense, after the executor already did a whole set of work, you want to let it do another set of work. You'll see that more as we're upgrading further in the game, but I mean, I want to kind of raise that now, because you'll see us doing a lot of these like tertiary walls, tertiary defenses, and we're going to try to be getting that done as rapidly as possible.
Here we go.
As you can hear, obviously something being taken apart in the background. I do apologize for that. A little noisy, but hey, it's the holidays, so yay. Alright. Stop staring. And then we're like, there's a mini horde here. We didn't put the walls back up. That was dumb. as we have our backup units doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's hilarious. They're like, oh shit, that's right, we should really rebuild those walls before we leave a gap in the city that anything can exploit to get through. Brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant.
Let me destroy
Anyways, we're basically clearing up the southeast corner at this point, and we're going to go up north and clear up the northern side pretty soon too. In the buildings, that freaked me out too. I was like, what the hell do you mean into the buildings? Because that's not just the defenses, that's like they're hitting some sort of actual infrastructure. And I think maybe there's a spitter that briefly spit on the ballista. That's what happened there, because normally you do not hear that, like, at all. It looks like an executive just waiting right out range of that, Why did we not finish those walls up? Oh, I remember this. I remember this. We kept trying to build a second wall there with a Tesla, and it kept getting chewed on. We had no idea why it kept dying. It was actually rather funny. And we can't deal with that executive right now, and he's going to eventually move in and die.
Good morning, sir.
But,
Feel the
yeah,
wrath of the Titan.
reasons.
Sweet dreams.
Alright, anyway, we're clearing out the south here. Once we're content that there's not much here at all, we're not going to go to the absolute bleeding edge, because at that point there's probably 2 or 3 undead left. It's not really going to matter. We did most of the clearing already. And again, we're doing that same thing here, as you can see. Locking it up, stacking it up, making sure we have defenses set up all the way back so we can put in a couple of ballista and have them defended by the previous ballista in the back. And that's really the plan. Overlapping fields of fire, 2 sets of walls to go through. It's a pretty good recipe for trying to survive the last wave, I'll tell you right now. So, highly recommended. And that's going to be a really good choke right there. It's full of ballistas, but it's a really good choke. Alrighty, a lot of cash. We should be kicking out more Titans. We have more oil to spare. Yep, we should. And we realize that Thanatos would take 1 oil, so we're going to try to get them at least another one of those and add it to the Sniper, Ranger, Soldier group. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, more or less. But no, the way I try to think about the end of the groups effectively is that you put all your non-Titan units in one big ball, because they are basically as effective as a Titan unit at that point. And then you have Titan units spread into groups of 5, more or less, and you use them to cover the 4 corners of your map, effectively. The 4 corners of your base, and then be used as mobile firing platforms when defenses can't really handle getting pushed on too much on one side or the other. That would be great. That is really kind of the optimal, I think. And here we're going to take this giant pack of units and use it to clear that tiny little bit of black space left in the southwest while we move our Titans up to clear out the northeast of the map with a giant pile of Gatling gun and Fury. That should make relatively short work of whatever's up here. And we're kind of doing that relatively aggressively with the Titans because I'm pretty sure nothing can practically touch them at this point. And we're just queuing up as many Titans as we possibly can to get things going. Then we decided, you know what, let's spend that money on some defenses, yeah? So we're going to do that. We're going to build some extra walls. Again, same idea. Enough room to put another ballista in there that we can be covered by the back gats. And you pretty much want this at effectively every single entrance to your base. It may seem like an excessive investment, but I'll tell you what, friends, it ain't no joke, because that last horde comes from everywhere, and you want to make sure that you're ready for whatever, come what may, effectively, right? So you need this at everywhere. And if you want to start planning your defenses effectively, start thinking about dropping, you know, 1 gat in front of every place initially, or if there's a particularly wide front, put a little extra, like we did in front of the one that's got housing in front of it, and then start putting a 2nd gat down at key areas and do that all the way around. Then start putting down a 3rd if you can afford it. And that way you never really leave any place that's unguarded. And make sure when you build gats, when you build ballista, that you set the targeting priority to the most high-level, most dangerous enemy, because that's going to help you a lot. Really, what tends to kill you endgame, besides just the sheer numbers of enemies, is that the sheer number of spitters that chew down your defenses before they can kill the spitters without any damage to the spitter itself. So the goal for that is going to be make sure that your ballista, your gats are targeting the spitters as well as they can, because obviously there's going to be a lot of fatties, there's going to be harpies and stuff that are going to probably take targeting priority. But after that, you'll actually take a couple rounds on the spitters where normally you wouldn't, and that was really what tended to chew up defenses late game.
ready and cool.
So yeah, that's kind of the best you can do, and it works pretty well.
Awesome body to use.
And we've got a second Thanatos now, which is exciting, added to the giant pile of death
Some infected.
as they slowly move in. And again, as you can see, it's just so hard to keep all these together because the movements are so different. The rangers are so quick. The soldiers are pretty much like the Titans, and then the Thanatos and the snipers are so slow. And again, I'm thinking there's a way through here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is weird. So I said, okay, screw it, there's no way through. Go ahead and knock some walls down. Get Titans up north quickly. And at this point, we're thinking there's another horde coming, and honestly, if I recall correctly, there's no other swarms, but I could be wrong. It might be one more. Because toward the end, you feel like there's actually quite a massive gap where nothing is happening, and then suddenly it's the last wave. You're like, oh god, where did the time go? So once you're around day, 78, day 80, and you hit that swarm, you need to just start thinking about endgame right away. And even if there's another swarm, like your endgame preparation will help you for that regardless. So it's no big deal. Your economy should be to the point where even if you need to reinforce one wall quickly, late game, you should be able to do it without a problem. Yeah, it's going to be a little awkward with the Tezzy here, but we can't really do it in a better spot. Except for that one. Yeah, we can't really get two ballistas in there. It's a little stupid. Choke's a little too narrow thanks to the stone, but... the iron. The iron vein screwed us everything up, but yeah, whatever. The mighty Titan is here. As we have another Titan coming up, we should be maxing out on Titans at this point. And I don't think, I guess I was right, I don't think we pushed in another oil. I think we just left that oil derrick alone. It's an interesting choice, but I guess we thought we had enough Titans. And we probably do at this point. We're sitting at like, maybe about 20 Titans or something like that. Let's do Thanatoses, and that's 2 groups of 5. 4 groups of 5, 1 in every front. It's a pretty good number. If you're running around 20, 25, you're doing well, I think, for the first map at least. Always the more the merrier. We probably, if we pushed out north, we probably could have gotten another couple Titans out of it. I mean, I don't know if we'd have time to build all 5 with the other expenditures we were making, but it would have helped. It definitely would have helped. But I don't think we did, actually, now in retrospect, but whatever. Probably should have, because there was that oil that we were using as a natural border, and we're like, are we okay? Should we go ahead and do it? I think in the end we decided we didn't. So, odd choices all, but hey, whatever. Putting a Great Ballista back there? Yeah, this is our fallback once that first place crushes, because again, that's awfully close to the housing districts. We want to really make sure that's well defended, because once the housing gets infected, man, you're dealing with suddenly a lot more runners. And a lot more angry people, so nasty.
Is it tea time already?
Nasty stuff. So here we go, finally clearing out the last major unknown black space on the map. Trying to see what kind of undead are hanging out there. Making sure we can go ahead and clear that at will, so we don't have giant piles coming at us with the final hordes. And yeah, all in all in a day's work for a giant bag of Titans. We're at 17 right now. We're still building more, obviously. But man... look at that. Oh, that Titan ball is so nice. And this is one of the few times you actually have a Titan ball this big, because after that, like I said, toward the end, you're going to be definitely splitting them up into defensive groups on all corners. You're not going to be able to see this glory just sweeping across the map with Gatling guns ablazing. So enjoy it while you can, folks. Enjoy it while you can. We're going to definitely stack up here. Another set of walls. We're going to put another wall set in front of that. What to defend the world with. Why didn't we finish that set of walls? We're actually... being very lazy about finishing wall sets, which is really, really weird. Yep. Okay, yeah, this is going to be another set of really strange walls as well. And just the nature of the way the chokes are coming out right now. Because it's not going to be easy. I think we're going to be able to put a second ballista in there. I had to put one there, and that would actually block the next ballista, so I have to put it... oh no, I can probably wedge it in by removing one wall up there. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I mean, and again, this is kind of tedious-ish in-game planning, but you kind of see how thorough you have to be to make sure that nothing breaks through. Because like I said, it does come from all directions, and it will try to find your weakest points and shoot there. So any point is, I wouldn't say extremely, but even appreciably, or within a standard deviation of difference from any of the spots, if that makes any sense. Statistically significantly weaker, I say maybe, that would probably be good. They will shoot for that. So you really want to make sure your defenses are well distributed. There's no chokes that are weak, and if you're lucky, they won't know where to go and stuff is close enough, they'll hit one of your narrower chokes and you have a really easy time of it. and you'll be able to move that Titan group to support some other group that's being pushed. So yeah, right now, you know, whether or not there's another horde coming, another swarm coming, you should really be thinking about in-game, especially like 10, 12 days out. You should be always thinking about it. I mean, all game, thinking about where the good chokes are and how far you want to expand. But especially now, like, you need to be doing stuff affirmatively for in-game, otherwise you could be in real trouble once the final swarm comes. So dangerous stuff. So again, we're trying to clear aggressively with the Titans, or with this other group of units as well. Between the snipers, the soldiers, the rangers, and the 2 Thanatoses, we can probably... And we're still getting attacked anyway because freaking spitters. Harpies doing work. Getting spit on. Ow. Yeah, we just ate that one pretty hard.
Great.
Tell you, man, Rangers and late game undead, not a fun combo. I'm about to get spit on again. Oh, I'm gonna lose some ladies there. I think the snipers took the brunt of that one, actually.
Oh,
Really lucky on that. Titans are still clearing up, and you can see, like, these packs toward the edges of the map, these packs toward, like, the corners especially, there's some nasty undead in them. And you definitely want a lot of firepower. And if you're not rocking a group of Titans, then take it nice and slow. Make sure your units don't die. But yeah, this is now great because we're more or less pretty confident we've seen everything there is to see on this edge of the map. A couple more undead pockets likely here, but... And this is the point we realized there's no undead city. And I think we kind of go, are you freaking serious? We were waiting all this time trying to find the damn city, we couldn't find it. Alright, I mean, no skin off our back, I guess. It would have been nice to have the resource boost. But speaking of resource boosts, we're maxed out on money. We're maxed out on everything. We're not building anything. That's pretty stupid. Though, hey, we broke 2,000 population, and hey, it's almost 2018, and we have 2018 pop, so hey, isn't that something special? I think it's special. I'm gonna take a drink. Marvelous. Watch myself queue up 2 Titans, because hey, we're just one. One works, man, one works. We're going to spend some money on other stuff. Again, refortifying, rewalling, putting up more defenses. That's going to be a tough choke to control. Mainly because of the damn iron again. Don't like that. Those little patches of ore that you can't really quarry effectively, but also stop you from building defenses where you want them to. It is a hassle. I'll give you that much. And we can't do anything else out here. Yeah. Got a Tezzy out. Probably gonna go try to hit this corner out first though, because we never know if there's something up there. We were still convinced at this point, like, could there possibly be hiding a city up there? But then we saw the woods, and there's no way. So it was a really weird feeling that we're like, oh, we cleared the one city at like day 50. Okay,
oh dear,
that's fair. But we did, and that was nice. And again, we dropped that damn Tesla up there, and we still haven't built that secondary choke in front of that iron, as I keep mentioning, because I think there's like one unit that we can't see sitting behind the rocks, constantly knocking it down, and we never check, but it's like the 3rd Tesla, I think, in that space that's gone down, which is a waste of resources and pretty stupid on our part, but again, you know, whatever. That happens. Yeah, okay. I think this is the point you realize, we're like, wait a minute, wasn't there a Tesla up there? Should we build that thing? Why didn't we build that thing? That's gonna be being dumb. But now we have a bunch of cash again, a bunch of workers, and a bunch of power. So what we need to be doing is walling out and getting GATs up pretty much where we need to. And if we start, we weren't sure if there was another horde coming, so we're trying to decide, like, do we start just upgrading GATs now or wait till we know where the horde's coming from? But at day 82, 10 days out from the final swarm, we're like, you know what, let's just go ahead and get all the walls up, get all our GATs up in a gradual way, and then just forget about it. Let's not even think about where we're going to go. Because our income is still, you know, upwards of not upwards, just about 2 grand, and we're sitting on, like I said, a crap ton of Titans that we're supporting, and that's pretty damn good. So we can afford to expend on some GATs in key places. All well and good, all well and good. So putting an executor there, again, we don't have that kind of backup executor, so we're kind of putting one there. We're also going to put one on the front here, simply because the walls are bulbed out in a weird way, and we want to make sure that we can do it a little better. Here we want to put another double set of walls with that Tesla. Yeah, right there, right there. That's good. At the boy. Eventually do a second set of walls. Not sure we want to put another executor there. There's 4 there already, which was stupid, but we're going to leave them. Can't downgrade executors, so might as well put them in. We're not going to take them out. That would be just even more foolish as we start thinking about re-walling this area. You can always put a quarry in the corner, we said, just for fun, because why the hell not? Both 87 stone at this point, probably don't need to build more quarries. Just a thought. Though, all game we've been kind of bad at it, so maybe we should do one ironically. I don't know if we do one ironically, but...
Here we go!
Yeah, who knows.
Too easy.
But yes, as the map is finally cleared and the unknowns come to a close, it's as good a time as any, I think, to end this particular retrospective narration. Oodles and noodles of fun so far. I've been having fun reviewing the game and seeing what we can improve on the next runs. I hope you've had fun on the journey as well, as you see the fruits of Mama Urs and I's labor, trying to make this a victorious campaign. Which, of course, at this stage remains to be seen, because obviously the last Horde is an order of magnitude worse than anything you've ever seen. A couple orders of magnitude, actually. So, you know, just watch. It'll be ugly. But it'll be glorious. And I've been Urs, and I'll see you all next time on They Are Billions. Highly recommend you check this out. I'm not getting paid. I'm not a shill, but we've had so much fun with this game. It would be a shame not to share it with all y'all. So, till next time. Till then...